some people are not going to pick up on how complex the question is. Let me lay the groundwork for the answer. In some Jewish communities, there are those who feel that Jewishness, or the claiming of being a true Jew, is based on whether the mother is Jewish. From where did this come and is this biblical? Firstly, Moshe is the Yiddish name for Moses. He married Tziporah, Exodus chapter 2 verses 16 to 22, 18 to 1-6. Some feel that the scriptures show her to be Cushite or Ethiopian black. Cushite was a name given to a general collection of people of Hamitic descent, ranging from blacks who went down into Africa and many of Arab ethnicity who stayed in the region of the Promised Land. Therefore, the questioner wants to know if the Jewish status of the non-Hebrew wife of Moses gets in the way of the children of Moses being Jewish? Let us first get the timeline corrected. Moses himself was not Jewish. Indeed, technically, no one not in the lineage of Judah son of Jacob is really Jewish. The word Jew is derived from the tribe of Judah, which means that at least anyone born before Judah became a tribe could be Jewish either. The word was cultured after the fall of the northern 10-tribe kingdom of Israel to the Assyrians in 740 BCE, 2 Kings chapter 17 verses 1-6, 18-9, 10, and the remaining 2-tribe kingdom of Israel, consisting of Benjamin and Judah, were left over. The 2-tribe kingdom eventually became known as Jews. Also, that means that neither Abraham, Isaac, Jacob nor Moses were Jewish. They were Hebrews. Therefore, the first statement to be made is that Moses has nothing to do with matrilineality in Judaism, or passing down Jewishness from a mother. Jehovah God made a lasting covenant with a Hebrew named Abraham, a promise of blessings to come in exchange for obedience. Structured in that promise was that all the nations of the ground, Jewish or not, would be blessed under this promise to Abraham if any availed themselves to the conditions of the promise. Eventually, when it came to the blessings of God, no one had to be Jewish to receive that blessing. Genesis chapter 22 verse 17, I will surely bless you and I will surely multiply your offspring like the stars of the heavens and like the grains of sand on the seashore, and your offspring will take possession of the gate of his enemies. 18 And by means of your offspring all nations of the earth will obtain a blessing for themselves because you have listened to my voice. New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. In the Bible, from the beginning from Adam on, lineage was recorded using the patriarchs or by listing the male head of household. Those foreigners could become reconciled with Jehovah God by becoming a proselyte of the Hebrew Jewish faith. The Hebrew Jews were admonished not to marry outside of their faith, and you see this being enforced in the books of Ezra and Nehemiah. Hebrew Jewishness, under the promise to Abraham, would be based on belief in the true God and following his regulations, not on who was your mother or father. See the accounts of Ruth, Rahab, and Timothy on the Bible. God did have a people. These were the Hebrew Jews, and being a part of this nation was a birthright or one could become a part through submission to God. Sometime after this established way of God, some began to introduce matrilineality into the Jewish culture, around 10 to 70 CE. This came about more by tradition than any edict from God. Matrilineality in Judaism, or matrilineal descent in Judaism, is the tracing of Jewish descent through the maternal line. Jewish communities have practiced matrilineal descent from at least early Tannaitic c. 10 to 70 CE times to modern times. 1. The origins and date of origin of matrilineal descent in Judaism are uncertain. Orthodox Jews, who believe that matrilineality and matriarchy within Judaism are related to the metaphysical concept of the Jewish soul. 2. Maintain that matrilineal descent is an oral law from at least the time of the covenant at Sinai c. 1310 BCE. 3. Conservative Jewish theologian Rabbi Louis Jacobs suggests that the marriage practices of the Jewish community were restated as a law of matrilineal descent in the early Tannaitic period.